Espresso. Espresso is the concentrated heart of modern coffee culture. It is brewed by forcing a small amount of nearly boiling water through finely ground coffee under high pressure, usually around 9 bars. The result is a dense, intense shot topped with a golden layer of crema, which is formed from emulsified oils and trapped carbon dioxide released during extraction. Espresso originated in Italy in the early 20th century, designed for speed and consistency in busy cafes. Its flavor is bold and layered, often carrying notes that range from chocolate and nuts to fruit or spice, depending on the beans. Because of its strength and structure, espresso serves as the base for many other drinks. Understanding espresso is essential because almost every cafe beverage begins here. Ristretto. Ristretto is a shorter, more concentrated version of espresso. The same amount of coffee grounds is used, but less water passes through during extraction. This shorter pull limits the compounds dissolved from the coffee, often resulting in a slightly sweeter, smoother taste with reduced bitterness. Although it is smaller in volume, Ristretto can feel more intense because its flavors are tightly compressed. It highlights the earliest stage of extraction, where the brighter and more aromatic notes appear. Many coffee enthusiasts prefer Ristretto for its richness and depth in a compact form. Stay with me, because the next one is completely different. Lungo. Lungo is the opposite approach to Ristretto. More water is allowed to flow through the coffee grounds, extending the extraction time. This produces a larger shot with a lighter body, but sometimes a more pronounced bitterness. Because additional compounds are extracted toward the end of the brewing process, the flavor can feel sharper or more diluted compared to a standard espresso. Lungo offers a different balance and is appreciated by those who want something closer to a longer coffee without adding separate hot water. Americano. Americano is made by adding hot water to a shot of espresso. The extra water reduces the concentration, creating a drink that resembles drip coffee in strength and volume while preserving the distinct flavor profile of espresso. The name is commonly linked to American soldiers stationed in Europe during World War II, who diluted espresso to match the coffee they were accustomed to back home. The result is smooth, straightforward, and easy to sip. It bridges the gap between European espresso traditions and American-style brewed coffee. Before we keep going, comment your go-to coffee order. Cappuccino. Foam layer sits on top like a soft cap, giving the drink both visual appeal and texture. Its name comes from the Capuchin monks, whose brown robes resembled the drink's color when milk and coffee are combined. Cappuccino is often enjoyed in the morning in Italy, where it is considered too heavy for later in the day. The structure of foam creates a lighter, airier mouthfeel compared to other milk-based drinks. Latte. Latte is built from espresso and a larger portion of steamed milk, finished with a thin layer of foam. The milk content softens the intensity of the espresso, creating a creamier and more mellow flavor. Because it is typically served in a larger cup, latte allows subtle notes in the coffee to blend gently with milk sweetness. It has become one of the most popular cafe drinks worldwide, partly because it is approachable and adaptable. Flavored syrups are often added, though at its core, a latte is simply espresso and milk in harmony. Flat white. Flat white is similar to a latte but smaller and more concentrated. It originated in Australia or New Zealand, and its defining feature is the use of finely textured microfoam. The milk is steamed to a silky consistency with very small bubbles that blend smoothly into the espresso rather than forming a thick cap. This creates a velvety surface and a stronger coffee presence compared to a latte. The balance emphasizes the espresso while still offering a creamy body. Macchiato. Macchiato means marked or stained in Italian. In its traditional form, it is an espresso marked with a small amount of milk or foam. The purpose is not to dilute the espresso, but to soften its edge slightly. The coffee flavor remains dominant, and the milk serves as a gentle accent rather than a primary ingredient. Over time, variations have appeared, including layered and flavored versions, but the classic macchiato is simple and direct. Mocha. Mocha combines espresso, steamed milk, and chocolate. Often topped with whipped cream, it blends the bitterness of coffee with the sweetness of cocoa. The name traces back to the historic port city of Mocha in Yemen, once a major center of coffee trade. The drink feels richer and more indulgent than a standard latte, leaning toward dessert territory. Yet beneath the chocolate, the espresso still provides structure and depth. Cortado. Cortado consists of equal parts espresso and warm milk. Popular in Spain and parts of Latin America, it is served in a small glass and designed to reduce acidity without introducing thick foam. The milk gently cuts through the sharpness of the espresso while preserving its core flavor. The result is balanced and smooth, with neither component overpowering the other. It highlights simplicity and proportion. Gibraltar. Gibraltar is closely related to the Cortado and is typically served in a short, wide glass. The drink gained popularity in specialty coffee shops in the United States. It maintains a similar ratio of espresso to milk, but focuses on presentation and precise texture. The smaller serving size encourages mindful drinking. Like the Cortado, it aims for balance and clarity rather than excess. Iced coffee. Iced coffee is brewed hot using standard methods and then cooled down, usually poured over ice. Because it begins as hot coffee, its flavor depends heavily on the brewing technique used. Cooling can sometimes accentuate acidity or bitterness, so it is often brewed slightly stronger to compensate for dilution from melting ice. It offers a refreshing alternative during warm weather and can be customized with milk or sweeteners. Cold brew. Cold brew is prepared by steeping coarse coffee grounds in cold water for an extended period, often between 12 and 24 hours. Unlike iced coffee, it is never heated during extraction. The long, slow process produces a smooth, low-acidity drink with a naturally mellow sweetness. Cold brew is typically filtered and served over ice or diluted with water or milk. Its softer profile has made it widely popular among those who prefer less sharpness in their coffee. Nitro Cold Brew. Nitro Cold Brew is cold brew coffee infused with nitrogen gas and served on tap. The nitrogen creates tiny bubbles that give the drink a creamy texture and a cascading visual effect when poured. Although no milk is added, the mouthfeel feels smooth and velvety, almost like a stout beer. The infusion can subtly enhance sweetness while softening bitterness. It transforms a simple cold brew into a more textured and visually engaging experience. Affogato. Affogato is both a coffee drink and a dessert. It consists of a scoop of vanilla ice cream or gelato drowned with a shot of hot espresso. The heat of the coffee melts the ice cream, creating a blend of creamy sweetness and bold espresso. Originating in Italy, it blurs the line between beverage and treat. The contrast of temperatures and textures makes it distinct from standard milk-based drinks. Turkish coffee. Turkish coffee is brewed using very finely ground coffee simmered in water, often with sugar, in a small pot called a sezve. The mixture is not filtered, so the grounds settle at the bottom of the cup. The brewing method produces a thick, strong coffee with a rich body. Traditionally served in small cups, it carries cultural significance across the Middle East and parts of Eastern Europe. It is meant to be sipped slowly, allowing the grounds to settle before drinking. French press coffee. French press coffee is made by steeping coarse grounds in hot water and then pressing them down with a metal mesh plunger. This immersion method allows oils and fine particles to remain in the cup, creating a full-bodied and textured drink. Developed in Europe, the French press emphasizes richness and depth. It requires patience and careful timing, but it offers a straightforward way to highlight the character of the beans. Pour over. Pour over is a manual brewing method where hot water is poured slowly over coffee grounds held in a paper or metal filter. The water flows through into a carafe or cup below. This method gives the brewer control over timing, temperature, and flow rate. As a result, it can produce a clean, bright cup with well-defined flavor notes. Pour-over brewing has become central to specialty coffee culture, where precision and attention to detail matter. Drip coffee. Drip coffee is one of the most common brewing methods worldwide. Water is heated and dripped automatically over ground coffee held in a filter. The brewed coffee then collects in a pot below. It is valued for convenience and consistency, especially in households and offices. While simple, the quality depends on the freshness of beans and the ratio of coffee to water. It remains a daily staple for many people. Aeropress coffee. Aeropress coffee is brewed using a compact device that combines immersion and pressure. Coffee grounds are steeped briefly before being forced through a filter by pressing a plunger. The method allows for experimentation with time and grind size, producing a cup that can resemble espresso or a clean filter brew. It is portable and favored by travelers and enthusiasts who enjoy control over their brewing process. Each of these coffee drinks reflects a different balance of water, milk, pressure, time, and tradition. Together, they show how one simple ingredient, the coffee bean, can transform into a wide range of flavors, textures, and cultural rituals.